Hello and welcome to From the Cold Corner, a podcast devoted to those impacting the cold food and beverage supply chain. I'm Leanne Dehan, multimedia specialist for Refrigerated and Frozen Foods magazine, and today I'm joined by Ann Dahl, president of Crepini, and Lisa Shkolnik, chief marketing officer at Crepini. Welcome to the show, Ann and Lisa.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you.
Nice to be here.
So for those in our audience who might be unfamiliar with Crepini, can you give us some background and history of your company and what kind of products you make?
Sure. I mean, it's a really great story because it was started by a couple who actually happened to be Lisa's in-laws, Paula and Eric Shkolnik. And in 2007, they decided that they were going to leave their tech business behind, and the combination of their heritage, which has to do with Russian blinis and the French crepe, they really felt that consumers should have this product in every home in America. And so not knowing anything about the food business, they went on this venture to create this product, which is why it's actually called Crepini. So it's kind of a cross between a crepe and a blini. I have to say, they really struggled for a very long time, but their fortitude and their belief in the business, I say the first 10 years, it was difficult, a lot of up and down, a lot of changes to the product. But then one of the retailers said, hey, I really would like you to create this product for us. And they were actually cooking eggs in very big kettles. And they discovered rather quickly that they couldn't really cook the product that way and make a product that was thin and pliable and all these wonderful characteristics. And Eric actually had a dream about cooking the product actually on the plate. And voila, as they say, Crepini and the egg wraps were born. And because they were keto friendly, they're very low in calorie, they're gluten free, they're non-GMO, they're dairy free. It really came at a time where the consumer was really looking for that type of product. I think what sustains us is that it's a very durable product. It's a very versatile product. You can use it breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, snacks. We all have different ways in which we enjoy the product. So you can thin it, you can cut it, you can make pasta from it, you can just shred it and make pasta, you can crisp it up and have it as chips. It has so much versatility, and the notion of being able to replace maybe a more carb-loaded a taco or a burrito or bread or whatever it is people are really looking for that, to how do I still enjoy food but reduce my carbs. And I think that's kind of what we've been able to do for the consumer, and little by little it's just continues to grow.
So who would you say are Crepini's target customers, and how do you stand out in the market?
I would say our customers, mostly women, around the ages of 25, 44. They're more health enthusiasts, not necessarily at the gym every day, but really looking to make a small switch to be a little bit healthier, and still want to enjoy food. I think we really stand out from our competitors because we're very nimble. We listen to our consumers whenever we have a complaint or a suggestion. We're a small family business, so we have meetings almost every week, and we say, look, we've gotten 5 emails regarding we used to use a gluten flour in our first version of the egg white wrap. And we listened to consumers and they said, why is there gluten? And we're like, you know what? That's right. Why is there gluten? And so we switched it and we went to a gluten-free flour. And same thing with when we went from egg wraps with cauliflower, we heard people saying cauliflower is so great. It's a superfood. It's this, it's that. And now that's one of our best sellers.
And then where are your products manufactured? Have they always been made there, or did you kind of made in improvements or upgrades to your facility since you guys started?
We had a manufacturing facility in Brooklyn before 2019. We do all of our manufacturing in-house, and we moved up to the Hudson Valley in New York, and we still manufacture everything in-house. And we are actually expanding, and we will now be in about 100 square feet.
So you kind of touched on this before with the cauliflower crepe, but what would you say are some of your best-selling flavors or products, and why do you think they're popular?
Yeah, another flavor that we have is our egg wraps with gluten-free grains. It's more of a neutral flavor. I mean, they're all pretty neutral. This one doesn't have the cruciferous smell, so some people might find that a little bit more appealing. I personally like it a little bit more for sweet, but they're both delicious for sweet.
And we have a petite size, and we also have a grande size. So the grande size is more like 9 to 10 inch diameter, and the petite size is more like 5 to 6 inch diameter. So it gives you the opportunity, if you want like the burrito size or something that's more a smaller snack kind of size or lunch kind of size.
So I know these products are very versatile. They could be paired with, sweet things, savory things. So are there any inspirations behind the different sizes and flavors?
We had a thought that during the holidays, people would like something maybe a little bit sweeter as a wrap that still can be used with eggs in the morning or with peanut butter or, with desserts. And so we came up with what's called a sweet crepe, and it's only a 2-carb product. All our other products is 0 net carb. This one has 2 carbs. And, we took that out to retailers, and soon we'll be in Aldi with sweet crepe, and we'll see how it goes. So we think we're really trying something different out, and it's in a gorgeous package. And we think that that's a really new, different addition to the line. And so we're pretty excited about it. It'll be in the grande size, and when we're making it here, you can smell the cinnamon, so it just makes it very lovely when we're baking it. In fact, we're baking them today.
Are there any other inspirations for any of the other flavors that you have?
I think we really just look at what's trending, what the consumer wants, what will help people who are looking either to lose weight or to just be healthier or on a strict diet or have celiac or diabetes. We're just looking to fill a void of better for you products that actually taste good.
So do you have any personal favorites or maybe specific ways that you like to eat your crepes?
Well, now the sweet crepe's definitely my new favorite with a little cream cheese. Oh my God, it tastes like a cinnamon raisin bagel without all the carbs. It's fabulous.
Yeah, and I still like the gluten-free grains because it's so neutral, and I'll have it as a snack with like peanut butter, or I fill it with fruit and like a Greek yogurt, and it's just really awesome, and it tides you over, and it, without feeling like you've eaten something really heavy. It just it's really pleasant. It wraps it really well, and it's incredibly enjoyable. I've finally introduced it to my home, and my husband is eating them a lot now, and he's saying, you know what, this is so much better than having bread or having a bagel, and I still feel full. I feel like I'm satiated. It's not like I'm missing having bread or tortillas or those kinds of things. I really feel like it's fulfilling.
So are there any areas of sustainability that you guys focus on, whether it's, during production or packaging?
Yeah, we're always looking our product is packed in such a way that we have a display case. So we're always looking to how can we reduce the amount of packaging waste. We also do that even within the production. We actually weigh our waste, and so we set objectives to try and reduce waste. So it's really important to us. Recyclability is certainly a challenge because, our packaging has to go through a certain process to keep the product not just safe, but actually last for several weeks for the consumer to use it when they buy it from, let's say, the refrigerator. So that's been more of a challenge, more difficult to overcome, but definitely on waste, we're constantly looking for ways to reduce the amount of paper waste, to reduce the amount of product waste. We pay a lot of attention to it, and we try to set goals to reduce it on an ongoing basis.
And then where can consumers buy your products? Are they retail or also online?
We're online through our website, crepini.com, and then we're in Costco, select Costco regions, Walmart, Sam's Club, Sprouts, Publix, Kroger, and all the banners under Kroger. So that's Ralph's, that's Fred Meyer, all the divisions of Kroger. Some divisions of Albertsons. We're in all Aldi's. We're also in some local stores like Stu Leonard's, Bristol Farms, Lowe's, Gelson's, and we are actually also in Costco in Canada and Japan.
So do you ever have any problems with distribution because you have to keep the product cold?
When we produce the product, we produce with so many days of shelf life, but we guarantee to the retailer 45 days of shelf life. And the product moves off the shelf really quickly, so that we don't have that much of an issue. The more important thing is being sure that it's under the right kind of refrigeration, and that it's not sitting out and not getting packed onto the shelves. And given some of the challenges retailers have had with just people, resources, that's the thing we try to focus as much time on, is making sure that product stays refrigerated once it's gone through the distribution chain. But no, in terms of problems with it, people using it up in enough time, for the consumer, once they open a pack, they should use it within 7 days. The product can also be frozen. So if the consumer even buys it refrigerated, the product actually can be frozen for a year. So it has, once the consumer gets it into their own house, they can either, if they think they're going to use it up really quickly, great. If not, they should feel comfortable being able to freeze it.
So you kind of touched on this, with the trends with the keto diet or sugar-free or eating gluten-free, but what kind of growth has Crepini had in the last few years? And can you attribute that growth to any of the trends in the market that are happening?
Well, I think certainly with keto, being so important to people, but I think gluten-free is still, it will always be here. I think people are attracted to low calorie product. Some people do want things that are dairy free and sugar free, except for the sweet-free. But I think there are certain trends that are certainly going to be here, are going to last. Mm-hmm. And we think that a lot of consumers want to control carbs. We're not sort of saying, hey, we don't have carbs, that like carbs are bad. It's just that when you're looking to eat better, you have now an alternative to do that. I think there'll always be sort of flavor varieties. I think there'll always be, different forms that the product could take. But I think fundamentally we pay a lot of attention to it, and the retailers do too. We get a lot of our suggestions from retailers saying, I'm seeing this. Can you make a product that has this type of ingredient in it? And we go by that too, because look, they're right at the front line. They see, what the consumer is eating and taking from, whether it's out of the produce area or any other area of the store, and what's becoming popular. It's what's really the most difficult thing is to be able to discern between something that's a fad and something that's actually a trend. Because a fad will kind of come and go, but a trend is going to sustain itself over a much longer period of time.
So how has Crepini dealt with the recent supply chain and labor issues affecting the entire industry? Do you guys have strategies to work through those?
Well, it's interesting you should ask that question. I mean, one of the transportation is obviously has been pretty key. It has not affected us all that much. We do have 4 different LTL carriers that take our products to retail, but sometimes there's delays. I would say labor-wise, certainly. I mean, it's been difficult with some of the government subsidies for people to sort of come back to work. Though we have a really good core of people that have been with us quite a long time. And I think because of the benefits that we provide and you know, we're very considerate of people's needs, especially they have families and so on. I think we've been able to hold on to that core group of employees. We're always looking to add employees, and you know, language is not an issue. We have a lot of people who only speak Spanish. We have some people who only speak Russian work here as well. So we don't create any kinds of restrictions, except obviously they need to be able to work in the US. But it's funny you should ask this question, because I was just talking to somebody about, you know, how can we tap into different, whether it's veteran groups, whether it's seniors. We actually just hired someone who's 76 years old, who loves working and he's happy to be working. And it's a delight to see him every morning and say good morning to him, because he wants to work. And that's a really good thing.
Well, that was my last question for you, but is there anything else you'd like to add? It would be something I missed or something we talked about that you'd like to elaborate on?
No, I just think that you know, we're a woman-owned business. Paula Reimer, along with Eric, started the business. We're a family-run business. The product has such versatility that we try to keep letting consumers know about all the wonderful ways in which they can use the product. They should look for us on Instagram, yes, you know, at Crepini Healthy Wraps.
Crepini_Healthy Wraps.
We're
also on TikTok.
Yes, and we're on TikTok, which is really cool. Yeah, I would say that it's for us personally, we're continuing to grow, continuing to gain interest from retail. We hope that there are also potential food service opportunities. The food service industry obviously was hard hit during COVID, but I think the thing that distinguishes us, as Lisa was saying earlier, is being very nimble and responsive to our consumers and customers, and revolutionizing sort of the whole way people think about, you know, how they eat bread or how they eat tortillas. And I think that's what makes it very exciting.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining me, Anne and Lisa.
Thank you for having us. It was nice. It was fun.
Yes.
And thank you everyone for listening to this episode of From the Cold Corner. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact me via email at dahanal@bnpmedia.com. And if you'd like to suggest a topic or be a guest on the show, please let me know. Don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or even listen to us directly on our site at refrigeratedfrozenfood.com.